Welcome to Microsoft Excel's new lesson. In this lesson, we're going to learn about Excel formula for job interviews. Well, there are several types of formulas which are asked in a job interview, but I'm going to show you 10 of the most asked job interview Excel formulas. So let's start off without any further ado. So first off, what you're going to need is a table or a data. Obviously, they're going to give you a table or a data. And then they're going to tell you to find out a lot of or maybe some of the formulas by using some of the data. Okay, so let's start off with the first one, which is going to be the count formulas. Okay, so there are three types of count formulas, which is count A, count blank, and count. Well, I'm going to show you one by one each and every one of them. So let's start off with the first one, which is going to be count A. So what does count A do? So count A does is it's going to show you the number of counted datas in a specific array or a cell. Okay, now let's show you equal count A, tab the value 1, and you're going to select the array and then close the parentheses, hit enter, and it's going to show you 8. Why is it 8? Now let's count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and it's not counting the blanks. Okay, so if you want to count the blanks individually, what you're gonna do is type in equal count blank and then select the array again, and it's gonna show you that there are 2 of them. Okay, now you can see that there are 2 blank cells here in the array, 1 and 2, which is D5 and D10. Okay, now the last count formula is gonna be the formula which is gonna sum whole of the cells in the whole array. Okay, let's do it. Equal COUNT tab and then select the array and just close the parentheses, hit enter, and you're gonna see 8. Because why is it 8? Because 2 of the cells does not have any data. If the cells have, let's say, A4, now you can see that they have changed from this one has turned into 0 and this both have turned into 10. Okay, so this is how you can do count formulas while you're in a job interview. Next thing what I'm going to show you is one of the most basic formulas of Microsoft Excel and even asked in job interviews. So there are going to be some max, minimum, and average. Well, these are mathematical formulas and these are quite easy. So let's do it from here. Start off with equal sum and then select the array, or let's say only 3 of these. That totally depends on you. So I'm gonna just do these, close the parentheses, enter. So that is the summation of these cells. You can also see it from here which cells are selected. You can also like extend it and then get the whole result of it. Okay, then what I'm going to show you is the max. Okay, the max formula is going to show you the maximum number in the whole array. So here it's going to be 4.8 and it's going to search for you equal max and then select the whole array or selected numbers and then enter, which is going to be 4.8 because 4.8 is the maximum number in the whole array. And if I do it from here, the maximum number will be 10. Okay, now I'm going to show you the minimum. So as maximum finds the maximum number in the whole array or the selected range, while minimum is going to show you the minimum number in the array. Okay, I'm going to do it here for you and it's going to show you 1.8 because 1.8 is the lowest number or maybe even 0. Okay, so as you can see that 1.8 is the minimum number in the whole array from here to here. Okay, now I'm going to show you the average number of the whole cell. Let's say I'm going to select it from here or even from here. That also depends on you. So if you're asked to find out the average number in between an array or a selected range, just click on equal average and then select the range, close the parentheses, hit enter, and that will be your average number in a cell. So you don't have to worry about anything and it's going to show you how it works. So this saves up a lot of time and these are also like really asked or most of the time asked in a job interview. So you don't have to worry that much. Okay, now I'm going to show you is the view lookup options. Now The VLOOKUP option or the VLOOKUP formula is one of the most used formula or function in Microsoft Excel. And why is it really popular, or why is it like really used? Because VLOOKUP helps you to find a specific type of data which you're searching for in an array. And you don't even have to do a lot by scrolling down and searching for the data and selecting the lines. You don't have to do that. VLOOKUP is just going to do that for you. And if it's so, VLOOKUP is just vertical lookup, but if the data is in like horizontal, which is rarely done, so if the data isn't like horizontal in rows, you're going to do is do the HLOOKUP formula. Okay, now I'm going to show you the VLOOKUP and fill up these 3 blank spots. So how does VLOOKUP work? So I'm going to type in equal VLOOKUP, and then you can see that these type of data are needed to find out the exact type of data you're searching for in a specific array. So you're going to search for the lookup value. So I'm going to search for the lookup value of, let's say, Kevin from here, then comma, and then it's searching for the table array. Now I'm going to select the table array from here. Now comma again, and now the column index number. What type of data do you need for Kevin? Okay, we can search for this one, serial number. If you want color, you can also find that. If you want score, you can also find that. But it's gonna be according to the number of the cells or the number of the column. Now Kevin is in the second column. If you want to find out the serial number of Kevin, you're gonna have to type -1. Okay, it's going to be -1. But if you want to find the color, as it is in the third cell, you're going to have to type 3. And if you want to start, or if you want to find the score, you're going to want to type in 4. Okay, because 1, 2, 3, 4. But this is -1, and then 2, 3, 4. Okay, or maybe even 1. Now if I want the score of Kevin, which is going to be 2.9, I'll have to type in 4. Okay, now a comma, and now if I want the exact match or the approximate match, so I want the exact match, which I use most often, then close the parentheses, hit enter, and you're gonna see an A. My bad, I think it's 3, which should be Kevin, and my bad, I think this is how it works. A3 to D3. D11, well, that is supposed to be it. Or even if I cut it, Kevin, and then let's start up from the beginning again. Okay, let's type in some data. Well, it needs some data from here to find out the exact number. VLOOKUP, and then the lookup value is Kevin, which is right over here, comma, the table array is going to be now selected from here, comma, the column index number should be, let's say, 2 to find the color, or maybe the score, okay, or maybe even 3. Okay, let's say 3, comma, and then the exact match which I want. Close the parentheses, hit enter, and this is an A. We're going to find out why is this an A value not available error. So if the value is not available, we're going to search for it again. So if you are facing that NA error, so you might want to do is lock in the cells. So I'm going to type in VLOOKUP again, and then the lookup value should be Kevin, comma, and then table array. I'm going to select the whole lot of it again. So now I'm going to do is press in F4 to lock in the values, and then type in comma, and now I want the score, so I'm going to type in 3 again, and then comma, and then the exact match. And I'm going to close the parentheses, hit enter, and that is how you can find out the data value or the score. Okay, it doesn't matter if the range is like really big, you can also select the whole range and then find out the data value. Now let's search for Tony. Equal VLOOKUP, the same things. Click on Tony, the cell, and table array, comma, and then the column index number. So it's going to be 3 again, then comma, and then exact match. Hit enter, and that's going to be it. Now let's try for Hercules. Now for Hercules, we're going to search for the color, okay? Now type in equal VLOOKUP. Now Hercules, comma, select the range, now comma, the column index number, let's type in 2 for this time, comma, okay, my bad, I have to lock it in, F4, comma, and now the comma again, and now what I'm going to do is type in false, okay? close the parentheses, hit enter, and that's going to be red. Now I'm going to help you how you're going to concatenate. So how is concatenate? Okay, concatenate is the function or the formula which is going to help you to like add up both of these datas, or even let's say both of these datas, or maybe even both of these datas. That's all. That also like depends on you. So how you're going to do that is just type in equal and then select the first one and then like add in an and, okay, concatenate, which is going to be here, and then select this one and then type enter, and you can see that both of them are concatenate now. Now I'm going to do the next ones too. Equal, select this one and this one, enter, and that will be it. And for the last time, I'm going to type in equal Hercules and then concatenate and then red. See, this is how you can concatenate the datas, and this is very easy. Now the next ones, what I'm going to show you is the count if and the sum if. Well, these are almost very similar, but you will see how it works, and this is really important. Okay, so first off, if you want to find the count if, what you're going to do is just select or type in equal count if and then select a column, which I'll like tell you. So select the column and then lock in the cells and then type in comma, and then what I'm going to do is type or select blue. So after selecting this, close the parentheses, hit enter, and you're going to see that how many times blue is there in the score or the array. We're going to do the same time or like the same things here too, but you can also use the fill header to find out the data. You can see, so white is also 2 times and red is 4 times. I'm going to undo it and do the formula again so that you can understand. Just type in equal, and then what we're going to do is type in count if, and then the range. Let's select the range, comma, and then the criteria. So the criteria is white. Close it, and you can see white is twice in this array. So 1 and 2. And there's no other white here. Now if we add in another white over here, now you will see it will turn into 3. So according to the range and your criteria, it's going to change the values. So I'm going to do the same thing, or over here, count if, and then select the array. Oh, my bad. Select this array, lock in, comma, and then select the criteria, close the parentheses, hit enter, and that's going to show you count if. Now we're going to find out the sum if. Sum if is also quite same, but I'm going to show you how it's going to work. So it needs a more like data, equal sum if, and then the range. Now to select the range, what I'm going to do is select it again. After selecting it, lock it, and then what I'm going to do is select the criteria. My bad. Lock in, comma, criteria, and what I'm gonna do is comma again, and now what I'm gonna do is find out the scores, okay, according to the scores. Okay, that is the sum range. Now after the sum range, what I'm gonna do is just close it or like lock it in and then close it, but it all depends on you. I prefer locking it in so that you only get this exact data. Then close the parentheses, hit enter, and you're gonna see that for blue it's like 11.2. okay, so you're gonna get the score for blue. Now I'm gonna find out the score for white. So equal sum if, and then the range, select here, and then lock in the value, comma, criteria. The criteria is gonna be white, and then comma, and then select 4, lock in the values, and then close the parentheses. So for white, we're going to get the score, which is going to be 8.8. So let's count it like this: 1.8, and then 2.2, 2.5, and then 4.5. Well, that does sum into 8.8. So that is very easy, but if you don't lock in the values, you will be able to see that you don't need to use the formulas again and again. Instead, just by using the fill header, you will be able to find out the data. So for red, it's 13.4, and for total, we got the number which was over there or in sum. Okay. Now what I'm going to show you is the drop down list. Well, the drop down list is very easy and very important. Well, because how we're going to do that is just by selecting the data. Okay, so when you are selecting a data, we have to data validate. Okay, so if you want a data validation, so just go to data, okay, or maybe go to home, and then you have to select data validation. So how are you going to find the data validation? So data validation mostly stays in the data tools. Okay, so from here what I'm going to do is select the data. Let's say data validation, we're going to search for it here. So here is data validation. Now I'm going to allow what type of data validation I need. Okay, when you select data validation, a pop-up like this will open up. After selecting this, what you're going to do is stay on settings. On settings, what I'm going to do is make a list. Okay, select the list and then the source. From here, the source will be from the names. Okay, so that will be the source. Okay, and then type in OK. Well, that is now the source, what I'm going to do is make a drop down list here. So to make a drop down list over here, it's also very easy. So to find out that data, what I'm going to do is type in equal and then go to data and then data validation. Okay, and again data validation, or maybe cut it, data validation. Well, that would be it. Okay, now you can just find out what type of data you need. Now we'll say let's make a filter over here or list over here. So filter, table or cell is made. Now you can select which type of data you want and now select it. Okay, from here to here. Well, that is how you can make a drop down list. Okay, so that is very easy, and if you want to change the data of this ones too, you can also change it however you want it to. Okay, so you don't have to worry about it. Next, what I'm going to show you is conditional formatting. So conditional formatting is also very easy. Just go to data again or stay on data, and then we're going to do is conditional data formatting. Okay, so what we're going to do is stay on home, and you can see here is the conditional data formatting. If you want to highlight cell rules, let's say all of these, you can also do that. I'm going to select one of these cells and then click on conditional data formatting and then select, let's say, greater than. So these are greater than. Okay, so this is filled. That's gonna depend on how you're gonna do that. You can also scale colors, that also depends on you. Data bars, well, you can also do these and then top bottom rules, let's say 10%, and then press OK. Well, this will be how it's gonna be formatted according to you. Next is text to column, or which is the last one. So if you want to do the text to column, what you're gonna do is select these, and then what I'm going to do is type in text to column by going to data, and then you can see text to column. Now when you click on it, just press next and then press whichever type you want. Okay, let's say comma, semicolon, or whichever it is, and then next, and you will see that there will be some differences. Okay, why is there no differences which you can see? But what I'm going to do here is do that again and then go to text of column, and then what I'm going to do is fixed. Okay, data, and what I'm going to do is type in next. And instead of that, what I'm going to do is, let's say I want spaces on A, and you will see after every A it's gonna do a space or comma, whichever type you prefer. But if you want a text quantifier, that is also doable. You can use tab at A's, let's say A, or let's say N. You can see that after the N it's now added a tab. So that is how you can add a lot of those datas and format them according to what you need. So hope you guys understood everything, and thank you for watching this video.